Welcome to Harsh Reality broadcast on the 3rd of March 2014. The title of this presentation is called A Personal View on the Economic Crisis. There are times when I reflect on human behaviour and I often find it fascinating. I find it fascinating that not many of us take time out to reflect on important matters. I find it fascinating how easy it is for us to be manipulated. I find it fascinating that many people lack empathy when others are suffering. I find it fascinating that many people believe in the supernatural. However, I will not judge people on race, religion or sexual orientation. My motto is live and let live, providing their actions do not harm anyone else. Okay, there is a programme on in the UK at the moment called Benefit Street. It's quite a fascinating programme. However, what I've put here is this. Why on earth are the media allowing bone idle people who scrounge on benefits to become celebrities? Here's an article from the Mail Online. The only person who should be depressed is the taxpayer. How can Benefit Street White Deer appear repeatedly on TV but is allegedly too ill to work? This particular person is scrounging on benefits, too ill to work, yet is a celebrity on daytime television. I really, for the life of me, cannot understand why this is being promoted. Here she is, larger than life character. And here we go. There's also been rumours that she is being lined up to appear on Celebrity Big Brother, which will net her a minimum fee of £60,000. Big Brother is a so-called reality programme. Well, anybody that watches my videos will realise that I am against these so-called reality programmes. I really think they are digging into the mire with all this. But this is what we're being fed all the time. The multinational corporations and the mainstream media could have you in a frenzy and get the majority of us to follow the egg and spoon race should they wish. It's all about marketing, media attention and large sums of money. Let's have a look at football, or as you guys in the US say, soccer. Don't know if you know, but Rooney has been given an increase in his wages. He now gets £300,000 per week. And Dave Moyes has insisted that Wayne Rooney is worth every penny of his new mega deal. Really? Somebody worth £300,000 per week for kicking a ball? I can guarantee that not many people will know how much Wayne Rooney earns when compared to an Asian worker making components for mobile phones or canning sardines in a factory. But let me try to show you the pay differential. A typical Asian worker in India may earn £40 per week. Wayne Rooney will earn £300,000 per week. Some maths here, and I've worked out that Wayne Rooney will actually earn 7,500 times more than an Asian worker in a factory in India. In this example, the Asian worker would have to work 144 years to earn the same money Wayne Rooney earns in a week. Or to put it another way, work 20 years to earn what Wayne Rooney gets in a day. Now that's putting matters into perspective. How many people will take the time to put matters into perspective and see things for what they really are? People don't take the time to put matters into perspective. It saddens me that grown-up men worship these celebrities. Don't get me wrong, talented people should be paid a high salary. However, multinational corporations and the mainstream media have found a formula to milk the masses. Turn the clock back 40 years and we can see that we had talented footballers like Bobby Moore who were local lads and received a modest salary for their talents. They claim, looking at the Daily Telegraph, that Cyprus is back from the dead after the banking collapse. It says here, recovery looks feasible for the island, whose economy crashed less than a year ago. I can assure you, having known people in Cyprus, this is not the case. There is still a lot of misery out there, but that's not being reported. They're just reporting the upbeat news. As I've mentioned before, this is only my personal view of the economic crisis. However, as a reflector, that is to say a person that takes time out to think things through, does his research and then reflects on important matters by using critical thinking skills based on logic, comes to a conclusion on how matters pan out. I do reflect a lot and I do a lot of research in different areas. Yes, I research in the mainstream media, but I also do research in the alternative media as well to get balance. Now below is my definition of an economic crisis. Lower standard of living with unstable work patterns, with a reduction of freedom as governments become more draconian. The decline in our standard of living will continue and accelerate until such time a sustainable lifestyle is achieved. People have said to me that you cannot run a government along the lines of a household with respect to budgeting. I totally disagree with that train of thought. Governments also have to face reality at some time. In a household, there may be times when you have to borrow from the future to secure a good standard of living. That's also true for governments. Manageable borrowing from the future is acceptable and necessary. There are times we need to borrow, for example, to get a car to get you to work. That's fine, because when you go to work, you'll be able to pay it back. But what we've done recently is just borrowed far, far too much from the future on things that we wanted rather than needed. Fact. Boom and busts are part of the business cycle. You'll never get away from it. Boom and busts were manageable under the gold standard because of a sensible fractional reserve ratio of 1 to 9. Following 1971, when Richard Nixon finally detached the dollar from the gold standard to pay for the Vietnam War, the fractional reserve ratio went well out of kilter. And here we are at the moment. This is a curve you can see that is exponential, and the debt is getting much, much worse. Now, okay, even if you correct it for inflation, it is still an exponential curve. We are borrowing far too much from the future. I see now we've got problems in the Ukraine, and this could destabilise the economic position even further. It may even be used as an excuse to cover the mistakes that have been made in the past, deflect our attention and put us on a war footing. We'll just have to watch this space. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and I'll send another video out shortly.